Hello guys, welcome to another video. So today we will be installing Server Core on Windows Server 2016. So I'm gonna head over to my Hyper-V Manager, New Virtual Machine. Next, I'm gonna call this Server Core. (2016). Next, generation 1 is fine. Memory, I'm going to allocate 1024 or 1 gig of memory. Next, I'm going to use my external switch. Next, I'm going to just use 60 gigs of memory. 60 gigs of storage. Next, I'm going to install this from an ISO. So I'm going to go to my downloads folder or whatever you have your ISO located on. So just open Windows Server 2016 ISO. Next and finish. Double click on it. Start. So here you're gonna go next, install now. So this installation is slightly different than the installation with GUI. So instead of selecting desktop experience, we will just select the Windows Server 2016, as we will see here. So we want to just choose Windows Server 2016 Standard Evaluation as opposed to Desktop Experience in order to have access to the Server Core instance. So just leave that and just go next, accept the terms, next, custom, next, and let it run. As you can see, this installation is actually quite fast. So here we have to set this up, set up the server. So we're just gonna go OK. It reads the administrator, the user password wants to change before signing in. So we're gonna do that. Click OK. Hit enter. So I'm just gonna enter my new password. So in order to go to the next line, you just hit tab. And we have changed our password. So we just click OK and hit enter. And here we are logged into our Server Core instance. So we're just gonna double check our credentials. So I am on this computer. So we have to change the name of that. We have to change this name because it's way too long and we won't remember this. and logged in as an administrator. So we are gonna use sconfig in order to do this. So just type in sconfig, and here we have access to all the server core configuration. So I'm just gonna reboot for a little bit to get to maximize this window. So if you wanna reboot, just hit, I believe it's 13. So if you wanna reboot the server, just hit 13 and enter. Hit yes, and that's how you reboot on server core. But we will be changing the name of the computer, setting a static IP, pointing to a DNS server, and we are going to change the time zone as well. So just enter your password. Alright, so remember sconfig. Alright, so first thing we're going to change is the time zone. So how do we change the time zone? We have to go to one of these settings. So for time zone, there will be date and time. So we have to click on 9. We type in 9, enter. And this is how we get access to change the time zone for this instance. So I change time zone. In my case, this is Eastern time, since I'm located in Canada, so just click OK. OK. So next, we will be setting a static IP for this computer. So let's do that. How we do that? So we have to look for a setting that says network settings. So that will be number 8. So just type in 8, enter, and here you can see that I have this network adapter. So just click on 1. So this is the number that I want to click on, and just type in 1, enter. And here is gonna be a whole bunch of settings. So we're gonna set the network adapter address. Alright, so just click 1, enter. So since it's getting dynamic IP address, so we have to set this to a static, since this is going to be a server installation. So we have to type in S and enter, and then we have to type in the address we have to assign this computer. So in my case, I'm going to assign this as 192.168.1. So let me see, so I have to assign this 53. I believe that's available on my local network. So I hit enter. So the default, that's fine, that's what I usually use. So just hit enter, or it says default gateway, so I'm going to be using my router. So in my case it's 192.168.1.1. Hit enter, and that's how we set up a static IP on server core. So in order to return to the main menu, just click on 4 or type in 4, and we get access to all the other options. So next, we have to point to our DNS server. So let's do that. So we have to go again to network settings. So again, we have to type in 8, select network card, in my case is number 1, so 1, enter. So I have to set a DNS for this adapter, so I have to type in number 2. And in this case I'm going to use my PDC. So in this case I believe my PDC is 192.168.1.50. So I have to double check the setting of my PDC. So I'm going to go to my PDC and just make sure it's 50. And in fact it's 50. So that's good. So just click enter or hit enter. So we have set the DNS. And here you don't want to do anything because you are pointing to your PDC or to your primary domain controller, so you want to delete this blank. Just hit enter for none. And here we're going to return to the main menu. So typing 4 to the main menu, and we have set up the DNS for this server core. Next, we want to change the name of the computer. Remember, this name is a little bit weird, so we won't remember this. So we have to name this computer something that's easy to remember. So we want to click on, or we want to type in 2. So we have to enter the new computer name. So in my case, I'm going to name this SVR Core 04. Server Core 04. Enter. And here it's gonna say that we have to reboot our computer, so just click yes, and this is going to restart the PC. Alright, so we have changed the name of the computer. We have set a static IP address for the server core instance. We have pointed to the DNS server, and we have changed the time zone. So let's review that. Who am I? So as you can see here, the name of the computer is Server Core 04, and my credential is administrator. And the name of the PC is Server Core 04. So let's clean up my screen. Okay, next I want to join this to my PDC, or make a member computer of my domain. So we have to execute this command, this syntax. So we're gonna type in netdom. But before we run that, I'm gonna double check the name of my PC just to make sure. So my name of my PC is Server Core 04. Alright. So next we're gonna run the following command. So in my case, it's going to be netdom space join the name of my computer. In my case, this will be Server Core 04. So SVR Core 04 space / domain column, and here you want to specify the name of your actual domain. So I'm just gonna go to my PDC and make sure I'm gonna be using this domain, this local domain. So we're gonna type in there. Alright, so in my case this will be my local domain. So, and let's just hit enter. So now it says that we need to reboot. So how we reboot the computer? So I'm gonna go with sconfig and type in 14. Actually that's 13. Are you sure you want to restart? Yes. Just use your arrow keys for that. Alright guys, so remember we have to log in properly to this server core instance because I am not logged in properly. So let's double check. So I'm logged in as the administrator, as a local administrator for this server, but I want to be logged in as a domain. I want to be logged as a domain administrator. So how we do that? So I'm going to go to my sconfig. I'm going to log off user. So for log off user, that's 12. Enter. So remember how you do the Ctrl+Alt+Delete on Hyper-V is the 3 squares. And here you want to type escape twice, so just hit escape twice and select other user, enter, and here you can see here I have my local domain, but in order to access your local domain you have to log in as the other server. So in my case you want to type in your local domain name, / administrator, and then just enter your password and then hit enter, and this will log you in as an administrator for that from that domain. So let's double check that. So this is my credential. So let's check server core. Okay, so if you can see here, I'm logged in as this username and I'm actually joining to this domain. So let's go to my sconfig. And here you can also see I'm logged into this local domain. This is the name of my computer. So let's check what IP address. So exit this. Let's come back to the command line. 15 clear cls ipconfig. I have a static IP address of 53, and that is how you install a server core instance on Windows Server 2016. So I'm just going to check real quick if my server core, am I able to see my server core on my PDC. So how do we do that? So I just go to Tools, Active Directory, Users and Computers. So computers is listed as a member, so server core 04. And here are my domain controllers. My primary domain controller, my backup domain controller, my read-only domain controller, and the server core instance that I just installed, that we just installed, so server core 04. Okay, and that's how you install server core on Windows Server 2016. If you found this video useful, just give us a like, and this will help a lot the channel. Thanks for watching.